All right, let's talk NFL Week 9. Can't believe we're already there. Waiver Wire edition. So we're going to look at the players you need to be looking at to pick up in Week 9. I can't believe some of these players are still out there. It just depends, I guess, on the league settings, how many roster spots you have. So we're going to go down the positions. We're going to look at quarterbacks first. Somehow Sam Darnold is still there. He has 5 multiple touchdown games and now has a great matchup versus the Colts and Jaguars the next 2 weeks. So if you're on a bye, you have injuries, you got to get Sam Darnold in there. Now, it's wild that the week he's having, or the year he's having, but he is back. Or he's there finally for the first time. I don't know what it is, but Sam Darnold needs to be on your team if you're looking for a quarterback. A second one is Jamus Winston. He's not the flashiest, but he is going to air that ball out. And as you saw, he came back and won that game last week. He is there. I don't understand. He has the potential to have 33 touchdowns and a 30 interception day or year. He's going to give up some interceptions, but he's going to bomb the ball out there. Tillman might be that target. We used him in week 8 for DFS, so definitely check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com for all of your content. Another one is Bo Nix. I don't know what he's doing. He's been amazing the past, I think, 4 weeks I saw. He did face the Panthers, so they're very bad. So you want to target the Panthers on defense every single week. But Bo Nix had 284 yards, 3 touchdowns, and even had one on the ground himself. He now gets a Baltimore defense that's led a lot up and through the air, as you saw last week. They're not that good. The defense is very, very bad, and we saw that with Jamus Winston. So I've got Bo Nix as our third quarterback. Our fourth one is Matthew Stafford. He has all of his targets back. We saw him win last Thursday night, and we talked about him winning. He's got Puka back. He's got Kupp back. He has his running backs there. He has tight ends. He's got everything. I don't understand. He had 4 touchdown passes last week. He's good for 2+ pretty much every single week. I like the matchup here against the Seattle Seahawks defense. Another one is Russell Wilson. He's back. He's got George Pickens. It looks like George Pickens is his new favorite target, just like DK Metcalf used to be. He is the starter. He's got the air yardage. He's got everything. I don't know how he's still on there, but if you are looking for a quarterback you need, I have Russell Wilson for the final quarterback. Now we move to the wide receiver, Cedric Tillman. We used him everywhere in DFS on both FanDuel and DraftKings in week 8, and he came through for us. Absolutely dominated. 99 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's going to get aired out with Jameis, and I love this matchup for him. Another one is Jaylen McMillan. So K. Dotton is obviously the number one target for Baker Mayfield with all of the studs out of the for the Tampa Bay Bucks, but McMillan is there as well. Evans is out for a few weeks. Godwin is out for the year. McMillan was the number one wide receiver last week, 5 touches, 52 yards. I think he'll build on that. Obviously, it was National Tight Ends Day on Sunday, so they had to feed K. Dotton, which they did for 2 touchdowns. I like Jaylen McMillan here a lot. Another one is Josh Downs. Whether or not it's Anthony Richardson, whoever it is, Joe Flacco, but even with, he's been added and dropped so many times this year, Josh Downs makes a lot of sense in week 9 if you're looking for a wide receiver. So he managed 109 yards and a touchdown last week. I have been hearing rumblings of Joe Flacco possibly starting because Anthony Richardson was tired during the game on Sunday. But even with Joe Flacco, he's still got a live arm. He can still toss the ball down there. Josh Downs, I absolutely love him. I don't care who the quarterback is in Indy. Josh Downs makes a lot of sense. Another wide receiver is Ricky Purol. He's dual. Now, Jordan Mason hurt. Sounds like CMC will be back. Debo is there. They obviously didn't have Ayuk, didn't have Juwan Jennings, so he looks like he's pretty good. So Ricky Purol obviously got shot, 5 touches, 77 yards last week. I like him to come up here. I still like his his electricity that he has on the ground and in the air. I like Ricky Purol. Another wide receiver, Elijah Moore. We've got, everyone's talking about Tillman, but Moore has quietly been very consistent and good with Deshaun Watson no longer throwing in the ball. So he had 12 targets and caught 8 for 85, even with Jamus Winston being there and Tillman having a fantastic game in Week 8. Another wide receiver, Van Jefferson, the former Ram, now with Pittsburgh. Love me some Van Jefferson. Involved in the entire game, Monday Night Football. Absolutely involved. Had 5 targets, caught 4 of 5 for 62 yards. Not a huge target guy, but he's still there. So Van Jefferson's another one. Jacksonville. Everyone's on Brian Thomas. Everyone is sleeping on Parker Washington. Last season, he had a week, I think it was week 13, a huge week. I think he's a solid PPR pickup if you're looking deep into the wide receiver ranks. Running back, I don't know how this guy is still available in as many leagues as he is, but Tyrone Tracy Jr. Get him. He's available in my league. I don't understand why. Monday Night Football, breaking tackles, had 146 yards and 1 touchdown. It's just absolute domination, especially against a great Pittsburgh defense, too. So Tyrone Tracy Jr. needs to be picked up. The other one is Isaac Guerrero for San Francisco. I think Jordan Mason's probably, he could aggravate himself at any time with CMC coming back. I think it's CMC and Guerrero because Mason's just not 100% healthy. So I am looking at that. So if CMC is not back in the next couple of weeks, Guerrero could be the number 1 guy there. Then we look at other valuable backups if you are looking for running back backups here. Kamani Vidal, Sean Tucker, Trey Benson, Ray Davis, and Jaylen Warren if you're looking for running backs. And then we look at tight ends. Hunter Henry for New England. Depends on how Drake May is. I know he was hurt, but he's been solid regardless. 5 balls for 45 yards last week. Getting the volume, I think it'll only bump up from there. Grant Calcaterra for Philly. Maybe Philly is back. We'll see how Jalen Hurts does. If Dallas Goedert misses more time, Calcaterra would pop up there for tight ends if you were looking for a tight end spot. Another one for Cincy. He's very inconsistent. But Mike Gesicki, 7 for 73 last week, gets a great matchup with the Raiders in Week 9. And if T. Higgins is out even more, it's obviously Jamar Chase number 1, and I think Mike Gesicki number 2 in that secondary for them. Now let's look at defenses. Defenses we're looking at. New England versus Tennessee. Does not matter who Tennessee throws out there at the quarterback. They're bad. New England 1. Number 2, Philly defense against Trevor Lawrence and Jacksonville. 3, Cincinnati versus whoever is the quarterback for Las Vegas this coming week. Washington versus New York Giants because the Giants' offense is trash. And then New Orleans versus Carolina because, like we said, Carolina is a very bad football team. Quarterback, running back, does not matter. They are a bad team. So those are some of the waiver wires. If you want to check out all of our fantasy football content, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com is the website. Make sure to check it out. Hopefully this finds you doing well. Good luck. We'll have the rankings videos out here and on the website probably either Wednesday or Thursday. And we will move on to Week 9. Already cannot believe we're already to Week 9. So good luck to everybody. Sports betting, DFS, fantasy football season long. Let's have some fun. And again, let's bring home some bacon this week.